We're almost good.
Almost.
I'm good.
So close.
You guys make it easy. I'm just here. You guys click the buttons and stuff.
I think we're good. Perfect. Welcome in, folks. How you guys doing today? Good to see you. Welcome into the Farm Sim Show. It's Farm Sim Show Friday. Every Friday is pretty much it, right?
Farm Sim Show, baby.
Hey, hang on to the intro, DJ. We'll be talking today with KERMINATOR. He is a Giants community coordinator. I thought it was community manager. Is it
no, that's Lars. That's Lars.
Oh, see,
he's the head of the department. It's so confusing because like video game companies like all call it something different, but most do call it like community managers. But yeah, Lars is the community manager at Giants because he's the head of the department, and then Chucky and I are coordinators.
Perfect. Well, I put you down as a community manager, so you are superseding Lars, I guess, or you're going to be on par with Lars for this stream at least. Congratulations on the promotion, I guess. Early promotion.
If it's said on the Farm Sim Show, it's got to be true.
Farm Sim 22.
Be careful with that.
We're talking all about Farm Sim 22 today. We got all the questions. We don't have all the answers yet, but we got all the questions, I think. So chat, you guys are welcome to ask questions. We got a couple base rules, things we're probably not going to talk too much about because we can't know about them yet. We're still not going to be talking about the hired help menu, I guess, is my understanding. And we're still a little unsure. We can't really go too into depth on some equipment that's been unannounced. So if you have questions on that stuff, we're probably not be able to get to that stuff. But anything else, fire away. We'll see if we can answer anything on that. What do you got to say for yourself there, DJ? It looks like you picked up something.
William Taylor's in the chat. I think you know what's going to happen. He says, you know what's coming, but can I get some cowbell for your awesome community and all the great content you all make?
Cheers, William.
Yeah, and Dash Modding's in here. What's up, dude? Dash, I invited personally to the show today in the comments section. He's got questions about mod creator stuff. He's curious.
Ooh. Well, there we go.
Let's roll the intro so we don't get 25 minutes into it like we did last week. And
that happened for us? That doesn't sound like something we do, does it?
I'm not sure what happened, but let's just rock and roll and then we'll get into everything. Farm Sim Show, baby. The Sim Show.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Gotta love
That's gonna be the earliest we've ever played the intro. That's a good sign.
I think so, yeah. So, Carmen's here. We're going to talk about Farm Sim 22. Let's get right into it. Where's the quad track? Tell everybody where the quad track is. You're hiding it. You got to tell me where it is.
DJ laid down the ground rules and then broke it right away. That's kind of typical, isn't it?
Welcome to my life.
So yeah, anything that's equipment related, I can't talk about today. It doesn't mean that it is or is not going to be in the base game. But like we only have 2 fact sheet Fridays before the game comes out. So not a whole lot of time left. So like a lot of stuff probably won't make it into the fact sheets. There's just not enough time. I would assume as well that like in the past, my colleagues will probably be releasing some mods soon after release that'll add in some equipment and things like that. But what that's going to be exactly, I have no clue. So don't freak out yet. I'll tell you that. Just don't freak out yet. We'll see how it plays out.
Too late. It's all gone. Let's see. I'm not really sure if you can answer this one or not because it is modder related, I guess. Dash was asking if you had any news on the editor release, so like Giants editor or whatever, whatever.
That the information for that has not changed for like 2 months. Basically, they're hoping to get it out slightly before release. If they can't, then it'll be slightly after, or maybe even the day of. But I've voiced that concern. We're very aware that modders want to get stuck in already and get to work on it. So yeah, don't know exactly, but that's kind of how we're feeling at the moment, I would say.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and cash in number 3 here. Wow. Ryan's asking, and actually I think I can answer this. He's asked, does the production chains use the animal system? And I'm going to say no, because it's built into the game. It's not a production like it is in 19 for console players.
You do need eggs and milk for certain productions, but that'll be I assume delivered on your own.
Yeah.
We can talk a little bit about production chains and maybe something that was missed in the past here in a bit, if you would like, or I can just go ahead and do it now.
Yeah. To clarify, so productions on consoles right now in 19, they are an animal without an animal. They have a byproduct input and output. So it uses that system. I think that's maybe where they were going with that. But
gotcha.
It's not an animal, and it doesn't count towards your animals on the map. But you, like Kermit said, you will need certain things from animals.
I understand now. It's completely different now. They're two different systems. They both work like in the placeable system. There's a few productions, like if you're on Elm Creek, for example, if you want to do the cake at the bakery, you're going to have to place a production building or two, because not all the maps don't have every single production chain. Elm Creek is based in US Midwest, so it doesn't really make sense that there's a sugarcane factory by default, or a sugar factory. So if you want to bake cakes, you're going to need sugar, so you're going to need to place down that sugar processing plant somewhere on the map, so you're going to have to designate a space for it. But yeah, so there's more production chains than that aren't placed by default on a map.
Now, speaking of which, so the goods that are not placed or placed by default, like you said, for instance, sugarcane, you would have to grow sugarcane. Can you just buy sugar and use that? Like, would you be able to transfer that? Is that like a buyable item?
That's a darn good question, and I don't think so, but I don't know for sure.
Okay,
I haven't dug that deep. That's something I should figure out probably.
I mean, I'm just asking for someone who doesn't want to do that much sugarcane. No,
right. Yeah. And I feel you on that. I feel you on that for sure. Cakes are one of the most complex recipes in the game. I mean, you need milk, you need sugar, you need flour, you need butter. I think like you need a lot of ingredients. So you're going to need to own several of the plants. And if you want to make strawberry cakes, bread is a lot more simple. You only really need like the grain mill and the bakery. And speaking of what I was alluding to a bit ago, and I don't know if this has been picked up on the production chain like announcement or anything, when you're in the production chains, you can actually enable or disable like individual ones. So if you own the bakery, like we were saying, or the grain mill, even start with the grain mill, you can do only wheat flour, or you can do only barley flour, you can do only sorghum flour, or you can do a mix of all of those. And then also you can, for the item itself, once you get the flour, say you're doing wheat flour is your specialty, you can choose to store it, which is going to put it on pallets in the little designated zone. You can distribute it directly. So if you own the bakery, you can just distribute it automatically from the grain mill to the bakery, and you won't have to transport it yourself. Or you can just decide to sell a product directly as well, which is probably the easiest thing to do, but not the best thing if you're trying to make money off of it. And maximize your profit.
Okay, perfect. And you can auto ship those as well, I believe, right? So you can have just say, just take that over there for me, or something along those lines. There was an option.
That's what. Right? Yeah, that's the distributing option. When you're in the menu of the production chain, you have those options. If you choose distributing, it'll automatically move it to the next part of the chain. If you want to sell it too, you can sell it automatically. And then it's kind of weird because it says storing, which actually puts it on pallets. I thought initially that storing meant it was keeping it there and not putting it on pallets. But storing is how you'll get the pallets if you want to move it manually.
Here's a good question, actually. Speaking of which, sugar, I think I know the answer to this one. Can sugar beets be turned into sugar?
Yes. It says it right there on the screen, unless it's cut off. It might be cut off.
It's on mine, I think. Do we have it on there? Where's the sugar here?
Yeah, mine's doing that weird squared off thing again.
It's right here. It's on the far left.
You can do sugar beet, cut sugar beet, or sugar cane at the sugar mill to turn into sugar. Yeah.
What are cut sugar beets?
You'll see, I guess.
Great answer. All right.
It's I think there's like a new bit of equipment in it, and
and we don't know what that is
yet. Yeah, right. So
or you can do it the easy way, just get a mulcher. And then just put that right on top of your sugar beet pile. In real life, that would work. I imagine that won't work in Farm Sim, but I will try it anyway.
Like you were saying with the cakes, like that. Where's the cakes on the screen here? I mean, it takes a lot more stuff from. Like I was just looking at the diagram when you guys first released this. There's so many things to go through on this.
Yeah, the cakes I think is definitely the most complex. Yeah, strawberries, sugar, butter. eggs. I thought you actually had to put milk in as well, but it's just butter.
Yeah,
So
just the butter.
so you're gonna have to have chickens. You're gonna have cows. You're gonna have to plant some sort of sugar plant and have the sugar mill as well. And then you're also gonna have to grow one of the grains and have the grain mill. So it's kind of end game almost in a way if you think of it that way. If you're not gonna cheat money in.
Well, you're talking to the wrong people. I feel like if you can make a cake, it's like killing the Ender Dragon in Minecraft. Goggle Pop's been over here doing some Minecraft references. I'm like, that's kind of it, isn't it, though?
So we don't know what we can buy from the stores yet. There's not enough information. You don't anything we can talk about there, I guess. Like I said, with sugar, we don't know if we can buy sugar directly or anything like that.
Right.
We'll have to wait on that.
That's a darn good question that I didn't even think of. I probably could, go take a look in the store, but in my limited time in the build, which I've been back in it a bit this week, I'm working on like a video project. So I'm filming a lot of this and that. And
also
I haven't come across it, but I'm also not intentionally looking for it. So
fair enough.
Whoever put together the video that released on yesterday morning, they killed it.
Yeah, that's our video team, which is mainly Michael. It was down to just Michael there like a month or so ago, and they've hired a couple other new guys, and he's one of the busiest guys at Giants for sure.
Put that through, because everybody was commenting. They were like, yeah, the video really doesn't show us a whole lot new, but that was awesome.
Yeah, Michael's really good at videos, and I think that the two new guys as well, they're raving about. So we're happy to have him part of the team. I want to address, I'm seeing questions about slot count a lot for consoles, especially. And they didn't tell me this wasn't something I could talk about, but I'm just going to go ahead and make the executive decision and say, I can't talk about it yet because you'll find out soon. There will be news on that in the near future before the game's release. But this whole time we've been saying that it's much better optimized, and vehicles especially take up a lot less of your slot count. So don't worry. Even if you're on PS4, Xbox One, it'll be better optimized for 22 in comparison to 19.
Perfect.
To double on top of that, I had some people asking me about slots and stuff like that. And I'll reiterate, because they said Wounds 15, we didn't have slots. 15, you didn't have mods either. So slots are a byproduct, a little bit of mods as well. It just kind of keeps your game running smooth and keeps it from crashing like my PC does. Yeah. Got nobody to blame. It's all my fault.
Yeah, technically PCs have a slot count too. It's just you can't put a number on it because everyone's equipment differs. So you can, and DJ knows, I'm sure you can get to a point where you break your game on PC if you go too far.
My poor general settings takes like 30 seconds to come back if I accidentally click on it now. And if you click on the mods folder in the mod up, you might as well just wait 5 minutes, Alt F4, and then try again because your day's ruined.
Speaking of slot counts and the way the game's running, is there going to be any differences between older generations, newer generation consoles for the game itself, or is it just...
yeah, definitely. I mean, not like gameplay features, but of course, just better hardware means better optimization and better visuals. So there will be slight differences in those areas. Will be the same. Yeah, like we've said all along, like every feature that's been announced will exist in every platform the game releases on. Nothing's going to be different other than visual fidelity. And slot counts, I assume, will be slightly higher for new gen due to the hardware. But I don't know that for sure. Like I said, slot count info very soon.
Stay tuned to the channel because I'm going to be testing Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series S, and X, PlayStation 5, and 2 different PCs, if not 3. So stay tuned. My life's going to suck.
You're looking forward to it. Don't lie.
Yeah, I'm ready to go, man. I got so bad that yesterday I started tricking my computer into thinking I was in Australia just to play Forza Horizon 5 early. I'm ready to do this. Let's go.
Oh man. All right, Kermit, I know we aren't able to talk yet about the hired worker menu and the stuff that goes on with that, but I had Farm Sim Jim here, an interesting question. Are you able to answer if we're able to customize our workers at all? Like what they look like, the appearance?
Yeah. I don't know, to be honest.
Okay. Thought we'd ask. That's an interesting question. I never thought about that. That's that'd be kind of fun if you could customize that.
From my experience, When like you can't personally customize them, but I don't know for sure. But when I've hired workers in the build, like they all have like varying looks to them, like or normal. So you may very well be able to just automatically get some, very unique looking workers.
Okay.
But I don't know
Like,
about
like the
personal.
John Deere tracksuit for your all your farm workers.
Yeah, that
right?
would be
Like,
great.
I think that'd be kind of cool, actually. Especially if you were doing like multiplayer, get all your workers so they're all like we're all in the same kind of outfits, right? You got all your guys. See?
Yeah, that's a
Thinking
good. It's a good bit of feedback if it doesn't exist, because that'd be something that'd be cool to see.
So there was a YouTuber yesterday that went in a different approach to their video. We're talking about AI workers or AI helpers possibly being drivers of vehicles on the road. Now, I stayed away from that. But is there anything you could talk about as a possibility of that being a feature or AI workers in general?
No, not today.
There you go.
Not today.
We tried, chat. We tried.
He told us it was off limits, but I figured if I let it in nice and easy, it made him sound like, if I answer this will help a lot of people.
That's another good. We had this question a lot during
Fresh counter plus one.
We talked about this, DJ. Have you had a chance to look at the fermenting silos? I know we talked a little bit about this last week on what a silo is. Then we had those big fermenting silos that are on all the farms and picking the images. Are those usable at all?
Yeah, I don't know for sure, to be honest.
Okay.
Good question.
Okay.
I've only
down.
Yeah, I really could have and probably should have played the game more, but I've been intentionally trying to avoid playing it outside of like, hey, Kermit, will you work on this inside the build? Like I played it a little bit on my own time when they first gave me the build, because I was like, hey, this is a cool perk. I played maybe 4 hours, 5 hours over a weekend, but I haven't done that since because I'm intentionally trying to avoid playing it too much. I love multiplayer with my friends, so I want the game to be out in everyone else's hands, and I want to experience it almost the same as everyone seeing it, in front of them for the first time. So some of these deeper things, you guys come up with some of the craziest questions that I didn't even think of trying. So
fair enough.
I don't know that one for sure. I love it.
Even
though.
if they're not, I have a funny feeling that's something that will be modded in relatively quickly. That would be a fairly easy one. The mod, the build is there, so modders, hopefully that would be something that somebody would take care of, because I want to use them as well, because I think that's cool. I like those fermenting styles. They look great.
We did have one. I don't know how much you talk about this. Says how will gears work?
The
on
shifting,
the tractors.
manual shifting. I saw something about power shift as well.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, so I don't remember the exact keybinds, but I've only played the build on PC. Like an internal build on console doesn't exist, at least for me. So I can't really speak to console controls. And I've up to this point in the build had it on just automatic shifting. Like I haven't turned that on. So I can't really speak to how exactly it works or what the keybinds are.
Were you able to change? Were you able to do anything with the keyboard itself? Is there a different is there buttons assigned to shifting up and down?
Yes, there are. I just don't remember what they are off the top of my
Okay.
head, but they're definitely in the keybinds list.
What about?
You can shift up and down. I think there's a couple other options. And as far as controller, yeah, I'm not sure.
I think we had several questions on that as well. Speaking of which, I don't think there's anything been announced, or nothing you're aware of that you'd probably be able to tell us. But if you can, there hasn't been a new steering wheel or anything announced for Farming Sim 22, or any kind of a heavy equipment pack, or something with maybe a shifter or anything like that.
There hasn't been anything like that announced. That would be cool though. But yeah, I mean, the stuff that previously worked should work on 22 as well, at least for now. So
yeah. We'll test it all. Don't you guys worry.
Yeah. So everything should be, as far as the controls go, we're expecting to see a very similar menu with all the different controls, and you just assign those keybinds to all the different devices you either plug into your console or your PC, and it's the same kind of idea.
Yeah, that part of the menu is pretty much the same. Yeah.
Okay. So here first, all your controllers will work, right?
Let's see. Somebody's asking when pre-orders are going to start shipping.
That's a good question.
Well, from Giants, PC, just get the digital. Way easier. That's the only one shipping straight from Giants, I think, or not even straight from Giants, but
Right.
in general. I mean, that would be wherever you've pre-ordered. So most people have probably pre-ordered at Walmart or Best Buy or GameStop, something like that. Contact those guys and they'll be able to help you with that.
I know for sure, like, you know, I've pre-ordered games on Amazon in the past, and they usually, like, if it were like games used to release on a Tuesday and I'd order a game and it would be like shipped out on like Saturday or Sunday to arrive on Tuesday. Yeah. So you're not going to get it, like, unless you're really lucky for whatever reason. Don't bet on getting it before the 22nd. So
yeah. Pre-order disc copies come with digital keys, right? That's still a thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
We have all physical editions are coming with codes as well that you can redeem on the Giants eShop, just in case, especially for collector's edition, because people were like, I want the collector's edition, I want the beacon. I don't have a disc drive. It's 2021. What are we talking about? I don't have a disc drive either, so I get it. So that was something that we didn't think of at first, and then it was like, oh yeah, that's probably a good point. So yeah, they'll ship with codes. Okay. So if you don't have a disc drive, you can download it.
Is there I might have missed this. Is there a specific time for release on the 22nd?
Digital copies through Giants will release at midnight Central European time. So then that's worldwide. So you're talking about 6 p.m. Eastern, right? 6 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Mountain Time, which is what I'm in, 3 Pacific. So yeah, actually you'll have a good bit of Sunday to play if you're in North America.
And if I remember correctly, Xbox, I don't think you've mentioned yet, but normally Xbox is at midnight or so local time.
Right. Yeah. Every platform's different. And Steam usually does theirs more like at like 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. Pacific, I think, the day of. So it might be one of the later ones to come around.
Yeah. Whatever it is, stay tuned. We'll keep you guys updated.
Right.
I'll be hitting refresh all day long.
And since we're still on controller, I kind of missed that. There was nothing else on force feedback announced that we can talk about? Anything there?
Yeah, I get that question a lot, but I am just ignorant on the answer. I need to ask. I need to be told this.
Wasn't that an option in the dev controls menu?
It was. Well, in what, in 22?
No, if you went into the data section in the menu, or not menu, but like in my documents, my games, and like data at the bottom.
Feedback though, it's like you can change your sprint control and stuff, right, to recentering, but there's nothing in 19 for force feedback.
That would be so cool. I guess it would be vibrating the whole time because you're in.
Well, especially when you're doing 120 in a cotton harvester, you would probably be definitely vibrating everywhere, DJ.
I see a question that I can answer. How Old Timer Dave says, how bad am I going to be penalized for not using the production chains in game monetarily? So if you don't buy them yourself, they basically act as a sell point. So I mean, you're going to get more money if you go further down the chain because there's just more work involved. But if you're the person who just wants to, farm away and sell your goods as the prices are right for the specific crop, then feel free to do that. You're going to make plenty of money, I think, still.
So basically, this is a new feature of the game that doesn't necessarily change the way you've been doing things, but if you want to incorporate it, you can, and are highly encouraged to do so.
Yeah, and I know there was a lot of people that are like, this isn't what farmers do, which I understand. Some people will do it and some people won't, but it's a game at the end of the day. So even if you don't buy them and you don't want to produce stuff at them, it's acting as a sell point, which I think is cool because it adds a little bit of a layer of, oh, cool, well, this factory is in town and I'll just take my wheat to the grain mill if they're giving me the best price, and then they can worry about turning it into flour and everything that comes after.
Sweet. There was one, Casey was asking about charts, telling when the plant's up. Crop calendar. Crop calendars will be there, or you can turn it off. The seasonal cycles will still continue regardless, but you can turn that on or off if you want to, yeah.
So this is something that I think has been missed in like the feedback, seasonal changes, feedback blog. Of course, we talked about how we went from 3-day seasons to now you can do 28-day months. Yeah. Which is just absolutely insane. Each season is still 3 months. So, if you're going to do 28-day months, times that by 3, that's what you're going to end up with for a season. But yeah, so can you scroll down there on that? Let's see. So yeah, scroll back up just to the seasons part. So I think
here.
we just announced the change in the length, right? There's not much else there.
No.
But other features that exist for seasons, you can turn the calendar off. You can also pause the calendar. So that'll just pause everything in its current state. So if you're like, I don't want to miss out on this part of the process, you can just pause everything where it is and nothing will advance from there. Awesome. You can choose the days up to 28 days per month. So if you stick to 1 day a month, that's 3 day seasons, 2 days a month, 6, 3 days a month, 9. You can go absolutely crazy with that if you want. I know some people will. But then another feature is like if you want to play farm sim like you're used to in previous versions, there's an option to choose a fixed visual month. You can pick any month of the year and set it to that, and it'll just stay that the whole time. And you can even say, I want to play in October for a week, and then have it just be fall all the time. You can do that. Or maybe I want to do winter now.
That's awesome. All right. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And you can also turn snow on and off. Those are all the features for seasonal cycles.
So everything that we've been able to do now, yes.
Okay, so everything we've done before in seasons is possible, but now we've added in and actually been able to change it to make it even potentially better and more realistic if we want to.
Right. Yeah. I think it's, we listen to the feedback. That's what this blog you have up on the screen is about. But we've also taken stuff that wasn't even part of the main feedback, and we've really, I think, made the best experience for the casual and the hardcore player when it comes to seasons. Now, as far as crop moisture and things like that you're used to in the seasons mod, that's something that is not in the base game. So if you want to get that hardcore, I'm sure that modders will be working on that at some point in the near future. I saw someone say, how fast can you fast forward with seasons? So this was announced at FarmCon or Gamescom 1. I don't remember that. Previously in the game, when you try to sleep, if it's early in the morning, it's you're not tired, right? So you have to go and do 120 times speed or use a mod to go faster if you want, and then you get to nighttime and you can sleep. Now you can sleep whenever you want. So if you want to get through seasons and you have it on 1 day months, then really you could just stand at your house and just keep sleeping until you're to the point you want. Now, if you want to change the days per month, it'll kick in at the beginning of the next season. So if you're in December, which is the first month of winter, and you want to have 6 day seasons, you'll have to wait until spring. So you'll have a day for December, January, February, then it'll kick in March, if that makes sense. But yeah, you can really speed the game up is a lot faster now because you can sleep at any time. You don't have to be tired.
Okay.
So it can go pretty quick.
Speaking of seasons, and I know we talked a bit about animals, I think last time we talked, I can't remember if you were on or not. We have some information on animals as well. Do animals change at all with the way seasons? Do they, with the seasons mod, do they eat differently during different types of weather or different types of season or different seasons, I should say? Does that affect at all in seasonal gameplay? Do they change, or is it pretty much like a constant flow for animals?
I don't know, honestly. Okay. I don't think so, but I don't know for sure. I've not spent a lot of time with animals yet because I haven't had to do footage for animals, so I've not messed with it.
Yeah, they get cuter. Thanks, Glenn. I might have taken, I don't know if you watched the video, I might have taken exception with the cuter animals. I might have been a little upset with you guys. Sorry, Kermit.
That's okay. Yeah, I mean, the animals, I think the changes were mainly how they look, and there's also now for certain animals, there's several different base game breeds that you can choose from. That's about it, really.
The base game, the breeds changed at all?
Yeah, for cows especially, there's several different options there. So Angus is in there, the Holsteins are in there. So you really could do if you want to do milk, get the Holsteins. You want to do for other things that aren't simulated in the base game because we don't want to be butchering the poor animals in our game. But you've got Angus for that. Everyone knows what Angus is for. So
yeah, well, that's just it. That's fine. So that's something that really hasn't been announced, I don't think, in this blog. From what I remember, there wasn't actual breeds announced, was there?
No, people have been asking about it.
I don't think they really announced it, but like, I mean, you can kind of tell that there's different looking ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are the different breeds, basically. Like you're looking at a Holstein right there.
Yeah.
So
okay. And do you know if they will they actually produce different amounts of milk depending on the breed? Then
I think so, because in the game, for our purposes, the Angus, it says mainly used for breeding purposes, whereas the Holstein says mainly used for dairy farming.
Makes sense.
So I would assume that the mechanics are there too, and it doesn't just say that, but I don't know for sure.
So breeds for the cows, horses and pigs and sheep. Do you know if there's different breeds for those, or are they all just colors?
Yeah, I don't know exactly on those.
Okay.
I know for sure the cows, because I specifically like looked at it because someone had that question.
Yeah.
I haven't actually dug deep enough on the other animals if they have different types.
Oh, that trailer looks so good. Every time I go by the trailer, I'm like, oh, I'm so excited to play with that trailer now. So much better than the last one. And I actually did have another question that was on here a while back. I apologize, I missed the question, but are we limited to one farm dog? Do you know any chance that we can have multiple farm dogs now?
Yeah, I honestly, I don't know. I have no clue.
Yeah, that's what a more in-depth question for sure. You'd have to really test that one, I guess.
Right.
Is there a mod right now that lets us have more than one farm dog in Farm Sim 20 or Farm Sim 19?
Not for consoles, but
yeah,
I mean, just use Global Company, right?
But can you put down? I've never tried to put down multiple farm dogs before.
Oh, I don't know if I have either.
Huh. Danny Heald says, will the animals move? They'll move about within their pen, yes.
That's all with a mesh within the thing, so you can't like take your horse for a walk and put them in a different pen. I mean, yeah, technically, I guess you could. No, you can't do that either, can you?
Yeah, the horses I've had in 19, I had some weird moments with horses, and they want to just stand in place and the like. But
here's a good question. Actually, 53 is asking about: will we be able to make our own custom animal pastures using the fences in the build mode?
I don't believe so. We get that one a lot, and I understand why people want that, but I think that's probably not in the base game. Not now. Maybe someone will mod it. Maybe we'll add it in. Remember, we do have 4 things of DLC coming out next year, so that's not even including the free precision farming DLC. So technically 5 next year.
It'll be out in spring 2022. Let's go.
There you go.
Give Formal Pickle a shout out here. I mean, one of our DLC packages has to be Wild Weather. I think is the one he wants to have for a DLC package. I
see that one a little bit. Yeah, especially like for the Midwest map. You know, you can get some wild stuff going on.
Floods and tornadoes is what we need. Get some tornadoes.
Yeah.
What else do we have on there, DJ?
I'll see. Glimby's asking if forklift physics will be any different. At least from what I've seen and what I've seen, yeah, the physics, I'm not sure if they're better per se, but everything's more
I will say that I was doing like some production chain, like I was moving some flour from the grain mill just yesterday or the day before, and maybe I've just gotten better at it, but I didn't have the weird pallet getting stuck to the fork thing at all. I was using a forklift, and I thought it was pretty darn smooth. I loaded up. There's like there's a trailer in the game that's specifically meant like to move like a few pallets, and loaded them up in there and didn't have really any issues. But at the end of the day, it's a fine science whenever you're using the loaders, and I don't know if for sure it's been fixed, but
all right, here's my question. Pallets suck. So is there a way to use tipper trailers or tanks for liquids versus having to deal with pallets? Maybe pull up to the pallet and hit down on your left stick or something, and I'm actually
for what specifically? Like what
literally anything that's a pallet.
Yeah. I don't know. I would say like if you're specifically talking about pallets from the production chains and you just don't want to deal with them, just put it on distributing.
Yep.
And then it will automatically move it for you to the next part of the chain. Or if there's not parts of the chain, just leave it on distributing, I think, and then turn it to selling whenever you want to sell
Okay.
it.
So
But-
pallets are a thing, and you won't be able to use trailers or
course they
anything
are.
like that.
Yeah, I don't know that for sure. That's a good question. I have no clue. I mean, I know that like you guys already know that in the base game when you buy a pallet of seeds and stuff, you can fill it. But I don't know about like stuff from the production chains.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Be pretty cool. Somebody's that precision
just-
farming will be a DLC in
Yeah.
spring 2022. It's not part of precision farming is not part of the farming simulator base game kind of thing. It's a thing with EIT Food and John Deere and different universities in Europe. So it's kind of like their thing, and it's incorporated with farming simulator.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. I have no clue what they're doing with it, but the reason it's not coming out as is in 22 is because they're taking it even further. So it'll be interesting to see. I quite love the precision farming DLC, more so than the seasons mod, in my opinion. Just I don't feel like I have to have seasons, but once I had precision farming, I was like, man, I love this.
Oh yeah, all you got to fertilize one time.
Yeah, there you go.
It's saves
Yeah,
so
and you
much
don't
time.
and you don't
Of
waste
course.
you don't waste anything. It's lovely.
Yeah.
Speaking of like sprayers and things like that, sprayers this year you can actually like pick different widths.
Section
That
control.
is, section control. So if you get down to just a tiny pass left, then you can just put it on the middle
huge.
bit of the sprayer. So yeah,
That's
that's
like
does
a
it auto do
only-
that, or do you have to
no, you
select?
select it. Yeah, you select it. You can select it from like you can take just like the very ends off.
That's cool.
You can go like another. I think there's I guess 4 or 3. There's there's 3 or 4 steps you can do. And this is talking about like one of the massive like sprayers, self-driving ones.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty big one that I've seen.
Would that be the same as the planters too? So you don't double plant potentially, or don't plant over some green space, or
I don't know about the planters, to be honest. Sprayers, I definitely know for sure. I don't know about the planters though.
And Big Doll's asking, he says, is this for all platforms? Anything that we're talking about is for all platforms. Giants themselves don't actually make something that's PC only or this. They make it farming simulator only.
Right.
That's
I see
how
a
they do
question real quick that I'd like to answer because
rock out.
someone's asking about the season pass on the PlayStation Store, and for some weird reason, Sony won't they won't let us put something on sale ahead of the game releasing or something. I don't know. So right now, the season pass, if you pre-order it, you save like $2. But on the PlayStation Store, you'll be able to buy it once the game releases on the 22nd. You'll miss out on that $2 pre-order savings, but I mean, it's not like it's $20 at least.
do you have a quick question as far as more modding goes? I saw Taz was asking something about this. If there's any rumors that modding is going to be changed as far as modders being able to use brand names, have you heard anything about this? Is there any changes that you know of that you can talk to us about?
Taz asked me so many questions. I love Taz. But to be honest, like I am very ignorant when it comes to mod knowledge. Like the only thing I can really tell you on the mod front is what they told me a month or 2 ago. And that is they're working to get documentation out and things like that shortly before, right at, or slightly after release. That's all I really know. The more intricate details of, how it works, what's different, I don't know the specifics.
Okay.
Apologies.
Fair enough.
That's cool.
Thought I'd ask because that'd be that would hurt a lot if brand names were not allowed to be modded into game. I think that would be painful for a lot of people out there. So hopefully that's not true. Can we talk about contracts? Is there contracts still in Farm Sim 22?
Yes. Yeah.
Any chance we'll have snowplow contracts?
I don't know that for sure. I've definitely been asked.
I'm pretty sure that's been said already.
I think
there will
hasn't
be.
it?
Yeah. FarmCon or before.
There you go. You guys know more than me. Why am I even here?
I thought it was from listed, but I wasn't sure.
We need you so bad. You have no idea.
Yeah.
Also, we got to get you back on here in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm down to play some multiplayer and whatnot. So.
Oh, you said it out loud. Let's see. Somebody was asking. Let's see, winches. I'm naming Bradley. No, winches are not going to be in the game. I'm going to go ahead and say that
They'll be modded for PC. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Let's see the US versus EU version. So a lot of people have seen US or EU versions of tractors on promotional material, and maybe not in a US version or this or that. Are there different ones, or it's just kind of each one? There's a different story between A versus B.
No, so not every piece of equipment, but the equipment, I guess it's if it has it available in real life. There is some equipment that you can choose EU and US configurations between, but not everything in the store.
Cool. Good enough for me.
Fair enough. There's so many questions I'm just going through, trying to answer the more important ones. I don't know about the PS5 controller. I'm assuming it's going to be the same as everything else. I have no idea on how the haptic feedback is going to work. Kermit, have you heard anything about haptic feedback? PS5? I'm assuming it's not going to be anything different.
Yeah, unfortunately, like anything control related, especially console and like with wheels and things like that, I'm not sure on. I have no clue really.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that's anything that's been announced yet there for sure.
Would be cool, but I wouldn't expect that. If there's not going to be any vibration control or anything like that on anything else, you're definitely not getting haptic control on PlayStation 5.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That would be cool, and it works really awesome. But yeah.
Was there some new information about the way the store works and the organization? I think you were saying something at one point in time.
Oh yeah, I think I mentioned that to you guys before the show. So the garage is what specifically has changed. So the garage is now organized more like the store is. So if you have 100 pieces of equipment, it'll be separated into here's your harvesters, here's your cultivators, here's your trucks, et cetera, so on and so on. So you won't have to scroll through that like, one row crazy list,
long list.
And then also if you have like similar pieces of equipment, you're like, okay, which one of these is the one I'm trying to sell, or what's going on here? Yeah, it's going to be easier to figure out now. You go into the garage, it's kind of sorted like that, and so you can find at least the category easier. Now if you have 40 things in that category, you'll still have like a pretty big list, but it's not like side scrolling. It kind of goes across like the whole screen, just like the store does. If that makes sense. So.
Will there be?
Go ahead, DJ.
I would say, will there be searching in any form other than on Mod Hub in the game itself?
I don't think so. I
should.
I feel like I would have seen that if it exists.
For someone who has 3,000 to 4,000 mods, I mean, it would be cool. Oh yeah, Dash, yes.
But even like I was thinking that beforehand, like instead of having everything, I have it selectable. So instead of it's an image of each piece of equipment, just have it so it's in list format. Once you've been playing it for a while, you know what all your equipment is, and you can just kind of, if you go through the list and see what you're looking for instead of having to see images. I know that's not a thing, but it'd be nice if it was potentially.
Right. Gotcha. I see the thing about used vehicles that you shared from Dash. Pretty sure that's already been confirmed like elsewhere. Like
that was that video
and Polish language video. Yeah, there was an event in Poland that a lot of influencers from that area got to attend, and they were able to capture a preview build of the game. I don't really have any more information on it other than
go watch my video from Monday. I got you.
There you go.
You literally talked about it for about 15 seconds.
Yeah, but it's a thing, and it's also the title of the video, so leave me alone.
I think I will put a video on it too, let's be honest. But, so I mean, used equipment's a thing, I guess. So we don't know. We don't have any details on exactly how it works. So yet, anything we can talk about, Kermit, is what you're saying?
I'm sorry. Repeat that. I was reading questions.
Oh, fair enough. We don't have any, we can't talk about any of the details on how it works. Like what does it do? Like when you're buying a piece of used equipment, does it just come, like I'm assuming it just comes damaged, or do we know? Anything we can talk about on that, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. It's not like I don't know exactly what I can say on it, so I probably should just avoid the topic. I wasn't told specifically I can't talk about it, but then someone else was like, pretty much it would just say like what's already been shown in the Polish videos, basically. So we probably should leave it there. You guys want to keep me around, I know, so we have to behave a little bit, just a little bit at least.
That does not sound like us at all. Manual attachment. I don't believe that there's any announcements on that. Kermit, can you confirm?
I mean, so I get why people want to do that, but a lot of the time things like that are probably not going to be like a base game option because once you start adding that in, you've got to add in like manual hose attachments. And then you're talking about just making the menu like, larger because you're going to have to make it optional for people that don't want to do it. So I would say that's probably still going to be left up to a mod to recreate in the game.
Pickle wants to come in and say hi. I see that, right? Pickle, you want to come in? You have a question?
He's just
We let Pickle in here
volunteering
too?
himself to come into the thing just because he's got all high and mighty.
He's a high and mighty individual. Hang on a sec. I'll send Pickle in. Keep on asking questions.
He says that was not me.
Oh, there's an imposter.
Wrong Pickle.
Hidden by
Pickle.
Austin Farmer. It's the real deal. Fake Jake.
Fake Jake.
I mean,
Nip
that in the butt pretty quick.
It's a blanket. It's a rainbow blanket.
Jake sitting in the back of his head going, maybe I should have just jumped in.
A cat sleeping as well. And our the recliner broke on me yesterday. It's like I was halfway out and it stopped going out. We've got a tech coming out in a couple of days because we have a warranty on it. So
there you go.
Yeah, because I work from home for now. Good news on that front. They are able to travel over now. I doubt they do it until after the holidays because you've got the release and then Giants around Christmas, everyone gets a week off, and then a lot of the guys over there will also take another week or two on the other side of it off. So I would imagine early next year they'll travel over to Chicago and start looking at potential spaces to lease. But I know they were having a meeting about it at some point, but I haven't heard an update. But yeah, hopefully, we're 6 to 8 months away from the office physically existing, and then I'll be relocating when that happens, and I'm working from home less.
I'll be around in the North Midwest of the United States in about 6 to 8 months. So
there you go.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Okay.
Unit convert mod, and that won't be base game. I'm sure that'll be a mod once again. I'm assuming everything's still in leaders as far as our units go, Kermit.
Yeah, so trust me, I'm fighting for the bushel people, us that are more used to that. But that's one of the things that I think, when you're talking about game development, you have to take major new features, and obviously that gets the biggest focus. And then you're talking about quality of life features, and so somehow that's buried way down here. But believe me, whenever I talk to someone, especially if they're a real life farmer, they're like, "What the heck's a liter, man?" I speak in bushels over here.
And I'm in Canada.
I've got even my family and people around me and stuff, because there's a lot of people that do small time farming around here. And then, of course, they always talk about bushels and stuff like that. And I talk about liter. I'm like, well, how many liters is that? They're like, what? I'm like, I don't know what a bushel is. How much does it weigh? How many kilograms does it weigh? Or what? That's the only thing I have is liters.
The really odd thing as well is because we have more American brands coming into the game, the Demco 2200 that's been shown off. That is 2200 bushels in real life, but in the game, I assume it's still going to say liters. But if you have ever played the game and you're in euros as your currency and then you convert it to dollars, it's the same amount. It doesn't actually do a conversion. So it would be something that we could get into the game, and I'm going to keep pushing them for it. But they deal in what makes sense to them, so that's why the game exists as it does. I get why everyone wants to see conversions that they're used to in their region, though. So that's one of my big goals, is just to make the game a little bit more accessible for people from different regions, because 22 is going to be available in more countries than ever before to purchase. So you're talking about, our biggest, most ambitious title to date. We're self-publishing for the first time. So when you're from a country that maybe you're used to this or that, no matter what it may be, you want to see what you're used to when it comes to farming represented. So we're aware of it, and I'll keep working on them. Don't you guys worry.
I saw some questions in regards to DLC stuff. Obviously, this was announced quite a while ago. You guys have year 1 seasons pass coming out. Anything we can talk about there? I know there's lots of people asking about what exactly is coming in with that. You guys, I think DJ and I both have videos out on this. There's a bunch of content on the blog. Is there anything else you can tell us about any of the DLCs?
Not really. I mean, so the way that the community team works, and I think Lars said this recently too, like we're told stuff whenever like it needs to be known to the community, if that makes sense. So we're talking about this year 1 season pass it's for people in the community team and others at Giants. It's like very far back in our mind because 22 release is the focus right now. Once that's passed, then of course that first pack, which it says new vehicles for your farm, is right around the corner. You're talking about 3 months or less away. Yeah, here siren going by.
Is that Lars coming to get you right
now? So no, yeah, we're told things closer to when it needs to be talked about, and it's probably a good thing for me because I'm a fan of the game first, so I'd be over here like, yeah. So yeah, I don't. What I can tell you guys about the year 1 season pass is what you're looking at on the screen right now. Like the blog is pretty much the only information now. 3 smaller packs. Kind of some hints in there. I have no idea what the hints mean myself. And then, of course, you get the map and like a huge bunch of machinery in that fall expansion. And then I can say that there will be a year 2 season pass, but beyond that, we don't know. So
we can pre-order that in a year.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing's been announced as far as release date for it. I know pack 1, it says winter 22, maybe 21. Right. I'm assuming summer is be spring 22, but there hasn't been any dates that have been kind of firmed up at all internally. You can talk about, I guess that's still the date we're going with.
Yeah, I mean, it's just basically going off seasonal cycles in the game. There's a release each season, so winter starts like, technically when the game's out almost in real life. So if you're going off the game, it's December, January, February. So December. It could come out in December, and I think that's why that 21's there. It may need another month or 2, depending. But yeah, what it is, no clue. Wish I did, because I know there's a lot of people that are like, "Oh, this isn't in the game. That's not in the game." And we've said that I couldn't talk about unannounced equipment today, but just because it's not in the base game at launch doesn't mean it won't come either from us via a mod or via DLC down the line. Of course, the modders will be there as well to add in a lot of equipment too. So, don't stress too much. There's over 400 pieces of machinery in the base game that you can play with. So if some of your favorites are missing, you're going to have to find new favorites or wait for the mods, I guess, for it. I personally love to just try as much different equipment in Farm Sim as I can when I'm playing. Sometimes I'll do like a specific save where I do 1 or 2 brands of tractors and harvesters. Sometimes I go crazy. So I get it. A lot of you, though, are brand loyal and you like this bit of machinery and this bit, but there's going to be a lot in there for you to mess about with.
Just a toothpaste tractor, DJ? That's the only one you're worried about, I'm sure.
Toothpaste tractor.
I was waiting for that. Set him up. I just totally set him up. You guys can blame me.
Sorry, I was typing. I wasn't even paying attention. What?
Actually, here's an interesting question, because this was announced in a tweet, like a little catty little tweet you guys put out like 2 weeks ago about the bale sizes. How does that work? Will the bale wrappers support each bale size? Like,
what did you watch today's? Did you see the fact?
Hey, be quiet. That's the Kermit answer your questions here, DJ.
Honestly, I haven't experienced it firsthand, and when that was announced, I learned that at the same time as you guys. So I had no idea that it was going to be a thing. Like, it had kind of been hinted at that there was some changes internally to how bales worked, but I didn't know that it was going to be that. Okay. But I can't really speak to exact mechanics of how it'll work.
Fair enough. DJ, did you want to chime in on that at all? It seems like you have something more to say.
I did. What was it?
Never mind. That's what I thought.
The bells. So there's, at least from what I've seen, it's 3 different types of bells. You got the small one, you got what seems to be a normal one from what we have now, and then a larger one, and then the bell wrapper that was shown off in fact sheets today will do the small one and the medium one, but it will not do the larger one, unlike what I may have said in the video. It just turns out I didn't read appropriately what I was supposed to read at 6 a.m. in the morning.
We'll forgive you this one time.
Until the next time. All right, perfect.
Well, I noticed we have like the Anderson Bale wrappers are all in there as well. So I'd be curious to see how all those work with the different size bales.
Right.
Those only take certain sizes typically.
You're definitely right though. Like the Perdinger Impress that was announced today, that will bale and wrap. It has options. It says 125 to 180 centimeters.
That's true.
Both for the pressing and the wrapping of them.
Yep, the
Actually, you
wrapping
can only go up to
150.
150. Yeah.
See,
So-
I made the same mistake this morning. Look at me.
Yep.
Look at
So-
me. Look back.
There you kind of have it then. All right.
What else do we got there, DJ?
I'm just telling people there's no release dates for mods.
Do you have like a hotkey for that?
Nope.
I'm surprised you don't have it set up on your
Oh, I
screen.
do. Yeah, no, I do. Hang on. Where is it?
Dinosaur tractor.
That's not it.
Wait, toothpaste dinosaur?
Is it this one, maybe? There's no release dates for months. Stop. Stop it.
Wow.
Uh,
Is that soundbite done? Okay, good.
Yeah.
You can't chain vehicles equipment. I don't think that's a thing. Strapping of vehicles.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that, to be honest. I know that like for pallets, like put some pallets in the back of a pickup truck and we're able to tension strap them down, and it even makes a nice little
I could have swore I saw something
sound
on
now.
on a screenshot of some vehicles getting strapped down somewhere. Am I misthinking something, DJ?
Yeah, you very well could be correct, but I don't know.
I thought I saw something.
I haven't seen anything.
I feel like at this point, some of these things are just dreams you guys have had about.
It could be. It very well could be. I do
Enough.
have some pretty vivid dreams.
I need to wrap up before too much longer.
Yeah.
So if we want to get like 10 to 15 minutes more of really quality questions. There's been a lot of questions, too many to answer them all.
Exactly.
So if you want to ask a question, I can't talk about unannounced equipment. So if you're like, is this going to be in the game? That going to be in the game? Don't bother. It's going to get ignored. If you've got questions about the AI helper menu or course play or whatever you want to call it in there,
So it is similar to course.
no, don't read too much into that. I just know that people are grouping it together, even Klutch. That's why I specifically said it, and there's been rumors of this and that, but we can't talk about any of that.
Well, you can dispel some rumors. That's
He's on to us,
fine.
DJ. He's on to us.
Yeah, I'm trying real hard right now.
Passengers, I see. I don't think so, but I don't know for sure. Can we use a gear shifter for manual gears? I believe so. Don't know 100%.
I think that's all but been confirmed. Yeah.
We will find out.
What specs are required? That's out there. Just Google it.
Check
Go to Steam or go to Can I Run It? I get people that DM me sometimes and they're like, hey, this is my setup. Can I run Farm Sim? I'm like, bro, listen, the internet's out there. Go Google it.
It's also on Farming Simulator website.
Yeah, it's on our website. But Can I Run It is great because if you're on PC, it'll tell you based off, you can run a little thing. It'll read the info of what your specs are.
Let me do it
tell
on
you automatically.
my stupid computer real quick.
So, any changes in logging? I honestly don't know anything about logging because I've not spent any time in the build doing it, so I can't really answer that.
Won't be any crop testing.
Large square bells, is there different sizes? I'm not 100% sure. Is Vultura coming to 22? That's one, along the brand line. Can't answer. If you own a production chain on multiplayer, can other players use them? That's a great question.
Yeah.
I've not played any multiplayer yet. So I have no clue for sure, but
I thought that Lars talked about that last time we spoke and was kind of giving a bit of an idea on it, but I can't remember. Maybe it was Chris was talking a bit about it, but it sounds like you still have to own the business or something along those lines.
My guess would be that it probably works similar in that if you're playing single player and you don't own it, like I said earlier, it basically becomes a sell point. So maybe it works the same in multiplayer. You're either going to get paid money and that person gets to store it, or it's just going to disappear. I don't know for sure though.
Yeah.
Can you go in houses in 22? Not that I've seen in the base game.
Well, your house, yes.
Your individual house, I think, right? I hope. Yeah.
Can you play split screen on consoles? No.
That would require.
Is there a change to how we take loans or buy animals? One click at a time is brutal. I agree, Rob, but I'm not sure. Does 22 run good on the new Windows 11? Basically, what we've been saying is like there hasn't been a whole lot of changes to how that Windows operates compared to 10. It's from some sort of standpoint that's too technical for me to understand, so it shouldn't be an issue. But we don't know 100% because not a lot of people have 11 yet. How do bins work? Eli Booth says, do you mean specifically like the new grain bins? There's some that you can use with augers, some that you can't. Basically, you can just place more types now. You can have the ones with the augers as well, but they should behave in the same way as far as I understand.
We haven't seen any augers yet in fact sheets. I was kind of surprised.
Yeah, that is surprising. Can we talk about how your feed goes on the ground when you feed your cows?
Yeah, because it went in kind of like a perfect little straight line beside the animals.
Right. I don't know for sure. Like my experience with the animals is kind of low. I do know there's that robot that will auto like clean it up for you and everything that we've shown off. But other than that, I've not spent enough time for it. How strong are we in the new game? As strong as you've ever been without super strength enabled. Can you talk about how weight of equipment plays a role? I have no clue, to be honest. Is there mouse steering in 22? Not that I'm aware of.
That would probably be a mod.
Beans planted in rows. I don't think there's been anything changed to that, but keep giving your feedback on that because I took the sorghum feedback from real life sorghum farmers, and they've changed how it's cut now. There's still more that could be done to the game, but it's not as easy to implement as just cutting the tops off. Like now you have to decide what to do with the stalks. You can't use a forage harvester on the stalks, which was kind of interesting. And I think you should be able to do that if I remember correctly. Oh shoot, it just scrolled up. My wife wants to know what to do with her husband who's addicted to this game, says David. Right. I don't know.
If you figure that out, David, let me know because I might need the answer to that too.
My wife's always taken the stance like I'm just happy you're inside the house and not out gallivanting around. It could be worse. So play your games.
Problematic bachelors for the win.
I'm sure that'll be mod stuff. Redneck, I'm sure.
For some reason can't get a date. Let's go. Oh yeah, update. Nobody.
Someone said, DJ, where have you read about used equipment? There's some.
I have 70,000 views on that video I posted Monday. Come on.
Yeah, there was some. There was an event in Poland and like Polish and Czech and some other language from that region of Europe. People got to be at that event. They got to record some stuff, so they kind of showed that off a bit. And honestly, we were kind of like, wait, what? They announced that? Okay, I guess we can kind of talk about it now. Can vehicle doors be open? Not like simple IC type thing, only when you're like getting in and out, it'll simulate it. I don't know why Windows 7, Kyle Shore's question. I'm not sure on that one. Do beef cows reproduce? We talked about that a bit earlier. It said that in the game for Angus, it says mainly used for breeding. That's kind of the purpose of them more so than like the Holsteins are for dairy farming. So yes, but there's I can't really say more than that because I'm not sure how it'll work. Please add more options to base game vehicles. One thing in 19 with the Klutch Jaguar had different work speeds for the different engine setups. Would we see something similar in 22? If you're talking specifically about that piece of equipment, I don't know, but I mean, there's still like, different engine options for several pieces of the machinery.
The working stuff that comes down to the header and attachment that you're using or the tool in general.
Yep.
The vehicle doesn't set that. May set the max speed. Different engines get different speeds total, but it's still going to work the same.
Adam Waller says, well, we have the option to disable the loan button. I don't think so. Will DEF be implemented? I don't know for sure. I mean, it's in the game and it does exist.
It's in 19.
So, yeah. So I don't know exactly how it works
as well. That's always something they've been able to use and change, right? So
snow tracks and physics any different from 19? This has been spoken on a bit before. Like the snow will affect how your equipment drives. So you're going to want to plow it out of the way if you're trying to do this or that.
Or have some fun.
Yeah, or just have some fun.
F11 first day, I wish.
Can the HUD be
Man.
turned off? I mean, that you can do with the console command if you enable the ability to do it.
Or the HUD, you just
Well, that's the map, right?
that's
Is that the entire HUD?
Oh, he's talking about the whole HUD. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was my bad. I'm sorry, I made a fool out of myself right there, didn't I? It's all one.
I mean, there are console commands that exist. Like if you're on PC, you could make it work. On console, I don't think so without a mod. If there's going to be a mod, I don't know if that kind of mod can even exist on console.
I'll tell you what I did. If you need like screenshots and stuff, just get your frame and then back up a little bit. And then when you're editing, just crop it out a little bit.
There you go.
Trade secrets. Still got the little reticle in the middle, but there's nothing.
Have the bulls been changed so they don't have udders?
Yeah, I don't know, but I understand where you're coming from on that. Harry Trichler is asking the hard questions release date, November 22nd.
There you go.
Oh, of course that was 4B.
Okay, let's see.
Nothing on the AI yet, guys. Nothing yet. Soon, right? Soon, Kermit. Soon.
Yes, soon.
Farmer Pierce talking about supporting external keyboard support for console. Don't you have a PC? Number one. Number two, I think that's more down to the console itself.
Yeah, I think the answer on that sadly is no.
Yeah,
at this time.
Plus, mouse and keyboard is like the worst way to play Farm Sim. You don't want it.
Is it? I don't know. I can think of worse.
It's so bad.
How about the adaptive controller?
Keyboard mouse is the second worst way to play Farm Sim.
Question has been asked about unit conversion. I don't think it exists in the base game, but yeah, I'm pushing for bushels and everything else.
Pin Josh's comment. Pin Josh's comment.
What was Josh's comment? What did I miss it?
Josh Levitt.
Oh, there it is. Josh. Boom. There we go. I like Josh. I really like Josh.
So
you're on our side, Josh. Love you.
Our bronze level partners and above are going to be getting early access. Ambassadors will be getting early access. We don't know. We haven't finalized when that date is, but I mean, the game comes out on a Monday, so at the very least, you might get like a weekend before, like maybe Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But that's just off the top of my head. I don't know for sure. Some people are going to be, like press kits and things like that will be sent out too. So those will be going out soon. So there will be some early access, but when
do
and
gold
what
partners get anything special?
Be quiet over there.
Maybe a silver or gold.
Yeah, you get you get to travel to all these events whenever they actually exist for you to go to.
All these events. The thing is, I've been invited to quite a few events in Germany, Switzerland.
Well, the first one, hopefully for North America, at least that I'll oversee as an employee, will be hopefully like February, March in that range. So not too far away. So you'll get invited out to that, I'm sure.
You let me know, and I'll be at every single United States event. Especially if we get to hang out.
I'll even try to make one or two of them.
Lizard FSF says, I hope there's more classic machinery. We've shown off some. There is more, but don't expect it to be like, a crazy amount. Manufacturers.
More than one John Deere, though. That's
cool.
Cool.
Most manufacturers want to show off their brand new stuff. Obviously, there's incentive for them to do that, but we are happy that they've also started to be like, we know why people like these classic pieces of equipment too. So we're trying our best to get more in there.
Will it be possible to get a 4X map on console? Have we announced anything about that, or is it still going to be a standard size?
I don't know for sure. Okay. Yeah.
I know there's been a lot of comments on it, of course, but yeah.
Was it a 4X map dropped on console for about an hour one time? That was cool.
Drew Armitage says, will there be mud on your fields when it rains? Not like snow runner type, ground deformation. But if you watch the Gamescom video where they're like out on the field, they did show where the mud looks different now, and it does affect how you drive on top of it. Like you can have a little bit of slippage of your wheels and things like that, but it's not it's not anything, you're not going to see mud flying up in the air, and you're not going to dig deeper into it.
Okay.
That's very good.
And that's the same with snow as well, right? Snow does it affects your driving a little bit as well, I understand.
Right. Yep. It does indeed.
Kermit, I think your time's about up. I don't want to chase you out of here.
I've got so much more work to
you're
do, and I have another stream I got to be on in 15 minutes, so that work's not good. I'm just gonna briefly scroll the rest of the way until I get caught up and see see what if there was. Okay, I actually didn't. I've pretty much covered what I can. Have the animations of the players walking been improved? I think so.
We're running. We saw him running in that trailer on Sunday last week. That was pretty cool.
The Halloween trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it looked like he's running.
Well, the game. Cody Gingrich says, "Will the game be released at midnight on the 22nd?" We talked about that earlier. It depends on the platform it comes out on. The Giants version releases midnight Central European time because we have full control over that. So the team in Germany will, have that ready to go midnight Central European time, which is 6 p.m. Eastern, and so on across North America. So you actually do get it on Sunday, the 21st in North America, if you have the Giants version. The digital version. Anything physical is going to come down to the store that you've bought it from and when they'll be open, or if it's being delivered when they ship it out. Most of the time they schedule it to be delivered the day of. Don't expect to get a physical copy early. Other than that, like Xbox and PlayStation and Steam all have their own times, so it'll vary. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, cool. Hello, everyone, as well. Someone said, "Hi, Kermit. Where can I get a lizard hat?" Yeah, I don't know about lizard hats, but we know people love Farming Simulator. You guys are amazing. You guys have made this game successful, and we get why you want to have merchandise and the like. I do have a shirt on right now, so that's a kind of a good sign. But we don't really have any news on that. Hopefully we will at some point soon, because we know that you guys were like, I want to rock a hat and I want to rock a sweatshirt. Last night, Farmer Klein said that people from his community were like, I want an Elm Creek Wolves like baseball uniform.
Yeah.
Like as soon as I saw that, and I was like, I didn't even think of that. That's actually a good idea.
Or even like some of the production businesses get like little some merch with that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, FL Scrim stream tonight that's usually on Twitch that I host is canceled because I don't have time. I've got another stream after this. I'm going to be on Twitch.
Ooh, whose stream are you doing?
DjGoHam, the creator of PV County and PV Uncharted, and Twitch partner over there. So we'll be on his stream. And then, I've got like a project that I've been working on, excuse me, the last couple of days, and it needs to be done before I wrap up for the weekend. So I've got to, I think I can get that finished in the time remaining. So I'm out of here for now. Thanks for having me, guys. And I'll see you all real soon.
Really appreciate you coming hanging out with us, buddy. It was good to have you on. We'll be chatting with you in the next couple of weeks, I'm sure, here.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, guys. Get excited. Still more to come. One last question. I saw someone say, will there be more announcement? Yes, of course. We've got a couple more fact sheets. We still have some stuff we've not talked about. Some of it. We'll have that information out soon. So, yeah, expect more from us before the game releases. All right, bye. See you guys.
Sweet, buddy.
Wow. That's a lot of information to digest, man.
Do I have to be part of the conversation again? That was kind of a nice little break there for a while. No, I just got I got an email from Spring that said that one or more of my items was being discontinued because of lack of purchase. And it's the one that I came out with 2 weeks ago. The freaking shirt I'm wearing right now. They just discontinued it. Come on. Really?
I don't know what else to say on that. That was a lot of information to try and digest there.
Yep. Definitely. This is definitely one that you guys want to go back and rewatch and watch again. Yep. And listen. There's plenty of places to listen to it. If you don't catch us, you can check the link down below, and I'm sure it's different places. Klutch will tell you all about that right now.
Do I need to get you some more nuggies you can just sit here and eat while I talk then? Is that what you want me to do?
I'm out of G Fuel, man. I forgot. I brought all the candy I didn't give to the kids this weekend. I'm going to go ahead and have a Reese cup while we're
oh, boy. Well, DJ's stuffing his face. You can find us, of course, on both YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and on a podcast form. You can find the links down in the description of both videos that are on wherever you're watching right now. Links should be there. Don't forget to subscribe there so you don't miss anything that's going on these channels. And of course, if you're missing, want to listen to us on audio format and not see the pretty pictures, you can listen to us on podcast for the farm sim. Oh boy, no one needs to see this, DJ. I apologize. You know what? If you're listening to podcast right now, you're in for a treat because you don't have to listen to me. Oh boy, I got nothing else, guys. I got nothing else. I really got nothing else. DJ, what do you got going on tonight with your mouth full of Reese?
I'm gonna play Forza Horizon 5.
DJ just made Forza.
I'm gonna go get a pizza. I'm gonna go get a pizza.
We're gonna be doing a stream later on tonight. Giveaways start tonight for Farming Sim 22. We'll give away some PC copies tonight. So make sure you guys join the stream. Get in on some giveaway action. We'll have a bunch of giveaways coming up in the next 2 weeks as we get closer to the release date of Farm Sim 22. But tonight we'll be doing the first set of them. Not sure how many we got this year or today yet. So we'll have to see.
And I've had 2 of the 3 people that won PC giveaways last week. Go do that.
Do that.
Also, out of the past month, I forgot how peanut butter affects how you speak. The people that won the $100 PlayStation card last week or 2 weeks ago.
Your microphone, it might help.
The person that won the $100 Xbox gift.
You want me to talk like this? Is this
Why
better?
not? Why not?
Anyway, the $100 gift cards for Xbox and PlayStation were not claimed. So we're going to give them away next week. And a full copy of PC with the season pass and all the big one. We're going to give one of those away.
I thought you said I won, but you refused to give it to me.
We can go with that.
Anyway, get back in on it, guys. There you go.
We got giveaways. We want you guys to have free stuff because funny thing, I haven't got Farm Sim 22 yet. I'm just kind of banking on Giants giving it to me.
Well, do you have the
I
deluxe
do.
copy?
Yeah, 2 of them.
Yeah, I got the deluxe copy coming as well. I'm in the same boat as you. I haven't pre-ordered it yet either. But I've got a bunch of pre-order codes, which should be the same, but I'm giving them all to you guys. So there you go.
I need to figure out the beacon thing situation. Well, I got 2. So
I'm not sure how that works. Is it just going to be?
I'm going to build like a little thing back here. Beacon there. But
how do you
I really want to do
it. Going to work? Is it just going to be assigned to like whatever key you have assigned to the beacons?
But my big question is, can you run more than one? Because you can't.
You can. It's just a USB plug, so it's got to be the same.
Right. But what if, the Minions thing, right? The be-do. I want to do that. Like,
so you need to assign it to a button, a hotkey of some sort on your PC, and then also make sure you assign it to like a noise effect at the same time.
All right, let me rephrase. I want 3 of them so that I could have a hat with a beacon on the sides and one on the top and look like one of the Minion characters while I'm sitting here driving my tractor. And then somebody plumps into my live stream and goes, "What?"
To be honest, I was kind of expecting you more to have like the bikini with the 2 beacons up front.
I thought about it, but I'm already attractive enough as it is. I don't want to, confuse players.
A little bit awkward with all that, like the hair coming around it as well. And I don't, I think we should probably end it on that. Cheers, everyone. You can have that mental image for the rest of your week. We'll be back next Friday with some more Farm Sim Show goodness. Maybe a little less. Have a great weekend. DJ.
Crash counter +1.
Thanks, DJ. Have a great night,
folks. I'm just seeing Gertie in my head right now. Oh my God, let's get out of here.
Join us tonight for some Farm Sim giveaways. We'll play some Farm Sim and yeah. Cheers, everybody. Thanks, DJ. Thanks, Kermit, wherever you are. See you, folks. I think I broke DJ.
Farm Sim Show, baby. The Sim Show.
Hey, K-Bot, you suck. What are you wearing? Just out of why are you wearing that? Put your shirt back on. Nobody wants to see that. Take it off. Spring break. Put it on.